Hey gang, Coach Jason here. Hope you're doing well. Hope you enjoyed a wonderful holidays and a Merry Christmas as well. I want to give you some 800-meter progressions to help you run your best 800 meters, or if you're a coach, help your athletes run their best 800-meter progressions. This is a series of workouts that you can build towards over a long season, like now, winter and indoor, or over indoor and outdoor, the spring season as well. And again, this is going to be for 800 meters who move down to the 400 and 800-meter runners who move up to the mile. So some strength-based 800-meter runners, some speed-based 800-meter runners. They'll be appropriate to both. And again, it's up to you to decide which you feel is most appropriate as a coach. So you plug them in accordingly. And I'm happy to go live so we can even build out training if you want me to do that as well. Once I'm done with my marathon series, I'm doing a live stream in a couple of days to go over the sub 330 marathon training plan as well. But if you don't want to miss any of this stuff, make sure you sub to the channel and make sure to hit the notification button as well. That way, when I do go live, you know exactly when it happens. When I put out a video, you're at the front of the line when the videos come in and the news comes in as well. So with that said, let's get to some workouts. You may have seen some of these before. This is a way of building towards 300-meter reps, okay, for 400 and 800-meter runners. Firstly, let's just say you do every 14 days, you do a workout, and then you build everything around it too. Let's just say every other Tuesday, right? So we're first Tuesday, 2 sets of 2 by 300. You take a 2-minute recovery after each 300-meter rep, and then a 5-minute recovery in between the sets at 800-meter pace. So if your goal is 2 minutes for the 800, you're looking at 44 to 45 seconds for the 300-meter reps. Okay, and then you take a 5-minute recovery and you're trying to repeat the two. Not a lot of volume, but the next time you do it, a couple weeks later, now you're going to try to combine them all together for 4 times a 300-meter workout itself with a 2-minute recovery at 800-meter pace. 800-meter pace. So you're looking at 44 to 45 now. I'm just using 2 minutes as an example here at 800-meter pace for the workout itself. And again, not a lot of volume. These particular workouts that are more speed and aerobic type oriented workouts, you can start off with an 800-meter or 1,000-meter tempo rep after you warm up in drills and strides to elevate your heart rate to help transition you into the workout itself. You'll see that on a lot of my other workouts, my training videos as well. So next time you do the workout 3, now we're adding 2 sets of 3 by 300s. So it's 6 total, but the same 2-minute recovery after each rep. So you're running 3 of them at 44 to 45 with a 2-minute recovery. After the third one, you take a 5-minute recovery, okay? And then you repeat the set again, 44 to 45 with a 2-minute recovery after each rep at 800-meter pace. And then lastly, you're putting those together 6 times a 300 with a 2-minute recovery at 800-meter pace. So it's a way of building towards the amount of reps that you might not be able to do, your athletes might not be able to do in the beginning of the season or even the middle of the season. This is a way of doing it in a way that makes it easy to adapt to them. So that's one for the 400 and 800 groups. Now I'm going to move over to 200s. Okay, some folks you might find more appropriate for 200s instead of 300s, and that's totally fine. That's why I want to give you lots of options. So the first time, 2 sets of 3 by 200. Again, we're using that as an example again, 2 minutes. So you look at them running them at 29 to 30. You take a 60-second recovery after each rep, and then a 5-minute recovery in between the set, 800-meter pace. So it's a total of 6 by 200-meter workout, a 6 by 200-meter workout itself. So not a lot of volume. It doesn't need to be a lot of volume, but it's controlled at a pace with not a lot of recovery. And then next time you do it, six consecutive 200 meters with a 60-second recovery at 800-meter pace, 29:30. But then 2 weeks later, again, the same every 14 days. Okay, 2 sets of 4 by 200. Now it's 8 total with a 60-second recovery after each rep, 5 minutes in between a set at 800-meter pace. And then when you do it again, 8 times 200 with 60-second recovery at 800-meter pace. This is a more challenging workout. And again, not everybody can do that in the beginning. This is why I'm building it into pieces. That's why I have tempo run videos where you build towards a 20 to 25-minute tempo run in pieces, because not everybody can handle the full volume of the workout right away. That's why it's important to build to it. That way you can progress. It's called periodization. So this is a 200-meter cycle. Next up, okay, a similar pattern of 200-meter cycles, okay? So firstly, 2 sets of 2 by 400s. Now these are 400s, okay? Just these two on the top. 2 sets of 2 by 400. So it's four by hundreds for the whole workout. 3 minutes after each rep, 6 minutes in between the set at 800-meter pace. So now you're going to run them at 59 or 60 if you're looking to run them in 2 minutes. So you do 2 of them, then you take the 6-minute recovery, and then you try to do 2 of them again, broken into pieces. And then next time you try to do it when you feel it's most appropriate, you try to do 4 consecutive with a 3-minute recovery at 800-meter pace. That'll give you a good idea of how ready you are for your goal 800, no matter what the pace is. This will give you a good idea of how ready you are. And for a progression perspective, a little bit of a different for the 200s here. You can start consecutively by 8 by 200 meters. Try 90 seconds recovery if you want to start with the full volume of the workout. And then you try this a couple weeks later, you cut it down to 75 seconds recovery. You try it a few weeks later, you cut it down to 60 seconds recovery. That's the way of progressing as well. Like I said before, you can increase volume, you can increase speed, you can decrease recovery. There's a whole bunch of different ways where you can improve and show progression in the workout. And this is one of them. So, but again, it's up to you as a coach to decide, or whether you're an athlete, decide what's most appropriate for yourself or for your athletes. Okay. And again, I'm using 2 minutes as an example. You're running those in 29 to 30. And 90-second recovery might feel like a lot. When it's down to 60, it's going to feel a heck of a lot more tough. But if it doesn't feel tougher, that means you're getting fitter. So that's a good sign. Next up, okay, there's a couple different, these are VO2 max type workouts. These are strength component workouts that 400, 800 groups need and 800-mile groups need. It's a good way of complementing and adding a strength component to the middle distance workouts themselves. So you're looking to run, you're building towards 5 to 6 times the 600 with a 2-minute recovery at 3K pace. If your 800-meter mile group, you're looking at maybe 6 or 7 or even 8 of them at 3K pace. If you can get to the point where you're doing 3 miles worth of stuff at 2-mile pace, that's a good VO2 max workout for 800 milers. Okay. This volume right here is appropriate for 400, 800 groups. So 5 to 6 times 600 with a 2-minute recovery at 3K pace, whatever that 3K pace is. Next up, you want to move up to 800s. Now you're working towards 4 to 5 times an 800 with a 230 recovery at 3K pace. Okay, a little bit longer rep, a little bit longer recovery. On the flip side, for 800 milers, you're looking at 5 to 6 times an 800. Okay, again, 3 miles worth of volume at 2-mile pace. Okay, now next up, 600-meter reps are 5K pace now, a little different, a little higher volume. Now you're going 7 to 8 times 600 with a 200-meter jog at 5K pace. So it's a little slower than 3K pace. So it serves a little bit of a different purpose. 200-meter easy jog will be a little bit shorter than 2 minutes. It'll be probably closer to 90 seconds or so. The 200, but that said, a little bit different, a little bit more volume. For your 800-mile group, you're looking at about 9 to 10 times the 600 with the same jog recovery at 5K pace. 800-meter reps, you're building towards 5 to 6 times an 800. Remember, you're building towards these. You don't need to handle this type of volume right away, but this is a good strength component to build towards. So again, your 400 and 800 runners are running 5 to 6 times an 800 at 5K pace. Okay. Your milers and your half mile miles is looking at 7 to 8 times an 800 at 5K pace. Again, 7 to 8 times an 800 at 5K pace with a 2-minute recovery. So the recovery is going to be shorter, 5K pace. The volume is going to be higher. Okay, so those are VO2 max workouts for 400 and 800-meter runners and 800/milers, all of which are extremely important to plug into the training. And this is something you can do every other week as well. Incorporate within the other stuff that we've got here too. Next up, a little bit more 400, 800-meter group workouts. Okay, 2 times a 500 with a 4-minute recovery at 800-meter pace. Okay, so again, if you're looking at 2 minutes, you're looking to run these in 114 to 115 per rep, 4-minute recovery. And then at the end, you do 2 times 200 with a 2-minute recovery at sub 800. So now you're looking at anywhere maybe 27, 28 for the 200s. Next time you do it, you're looking to combine the 500s and looking to run 3 times a 500 at 114 to 115 or whatever your 800-meter pace is, or goal 800-meter paces with a 4-minute recovery. Okay. And again, like I said earlier, many of these workouts are good to start with a tempo rep of 800 meters to 1,000 meters to elevate the heart rate. That's after your warm-up, your drills and strides, and everything else. So something to keep in mind. Now, Lastly, 800 miler groups, more specific details for them. Now we're looking at 400 specifics here. First workout, 2 sets of 3 by 400 with 90-second recovery after each one. Okay. And let's just say you're looking to run the same, you're looking to run 420 for the mile, right? Let's just say 5 minutes for the mile, 74 to 75 seconds. So you're looking to run these 3 by 400s in 74 to 75 seconds with a 90-second recovery. Break it up, take 5 minutes in between a set, and then you repeat the set again. So 6 total reps. Next time you do it, you combine them 6 by 400 all together at 90-second recovery at mile pace. Okay, so if you're looking to run at 5 minutes, you're looking at 74 to 75, you're looking to run 430, looking to run 66, 67, you're looking to run 420, 64, 65, you're looking to run 4 minutes, 59, 60, and so on. These are not easy workouts. So this is why I like to break them up into pieces so you can handle this stuff. And I'd rather you be doing 8 by 400 rest 90 at the end and feeling good late season than hanging on for dear life with 8 by 400 and not recovering appropriately early season. This is why we break it up into pieces too. So next up is 2 sets of 4 by 400. Okay, 8 total broken into 2 sets. 90-second recovery again at the mile pace. 5 minutes in between the set. Okay, same paces. 8 by 400 is the fourth workout. You're combining those and looking to run 8 by 400 with a 90-second recovery at mile pace. And whatever your appropriate 800-meter pace is your appropriate 800-meter pace. That's why you have 800-meter pace and speed development as well. But it's important to have some mile specificity in here as well. And these 400-meter reps, this particular workout, act as mile specificity. It's like the 1 or 2 slides before that, we had some 800-meter specificity for 400-meter reps. Now we've got mile specificity for 400-meter reps, just for more volume. And lastly, here's the last one here: 1,000-meter rep with an 8-minute recovery at mile pace. So again, if you're looking to run whatever it might be, you're looking to run 416, right? You're running about 239 to 240. You're looking to run 5 minutes. You're looking to run 305, 306 for the 1,000-meter recovery, for the 1,000-meter rep. You take an 8-minute recovery, and then on the back end, you do 5 times a 300 with a 100-meter jog, and you progress from mile pace down to 800-meter pace. It acts as good speed development towards the end of it. Okay. On the flip side, this is a good, more 800 specific workout here. Also for mileage, you can do as well. You do a 600 at goal 800-meter pace with an 8-minute recovery, and then you do 8 times a 200 with a 60-second recovery at a little bit faster than 800-meter pace. Now, if you can get to the point where you can do this with a 45-second recovery for the 8 by 200s after the 600, then you are really in peak fitness. So let me know if you have any questions about these workouts. I'm happy to go live. If you want me to go live, we could talk about this as well. But I wanted to give some good middle distance specificity here for milers, half milers, and quarter milers / half milers. Because there are similarities, but there are also differences. And the specificity is accordingly. So if you have any questions, reach out to me, blackbeltrunningcoach@gmail.com. That's my email. I'm happy to answer any questions you have, and I'm happy to help. So, but I want to give that to you. We'll be back to the marathon series, but we're also during track season right now. So I'm going to continue to do inject a little bit of track type stuff in here as well. So have a great season, everybody. Have a great week. Talk to you next time.